Well, hey there, my friend. Welcome to my studio. We're going to go through a demonstration of a river scene that I have painted. This is a 13 by 15. I have painted it on linen canvas that I glued down to a foam core board, illustration board. So this is an oil. I'm going to take you through that demonstration. Lots to talk about with that filtered light in the back and building that sort of backlit forest scene. So if you don't know who I am, I'm Linda Glover Gouache. I am an artist, painter, teacher, and creator of the online school masterfulpainting.com. And so today I'm going to take you down to water's edge with me. We're going to go through this demo and see how I approach it in oils. Now, I did do a study prior to doing this oil, and I did it in a sketchbook. I used one of these Hahnemuhel sketchbooks, and I actually did the study in gouache. I do have a video taking you through my study in gouache too. I will leave a link for you at the end. So sit back while we travel through this journey of me painting this oil painting down at the river's edge, 13 by 15 on a Belgian linen, and I hope you find it inspirational and helpful. After getting my drawing on and doing a wash, I am coming in with some earth tones. Now, I did do a previous study, a small study in sketchbook in gouache to help me figure my pathway. That is the small gouache study and a no-tan that I did. So I'm using white and cad yellow medium and some yellow ochre and some raw sienna, some earth tones, some neutralizers, just to start building that look of the backlit forest. Coming in with all the greens, some darker greens and ochres mixed with the greens, little bit of blue, little viridian. It's a mix of a big buffet of colors there. Now I'm going to block in the darks of the tree trunks so I don't lose them, because bringing that dark over some of that really light, opaque color makes it a little bit tough to keep your darks really dark. So I like to paint up to them. Sometimes people think that's a lot of work, but that's how I roll. That's how I like to do it. So I'm just continuing blocking in and molding the feeling of a lot of greenery and a lot of variety. Now, to get this to really work, temperature, warm and cool, values, light, dark, medium, just a variety of colors make this appear to be a lot of dappled light, leaves, organic growth. It's just a process that it takes just a little bit of time to get it blocked in and soften it as you go. I had blocked in the wash prior to, as you saw in the very beginning, with some white and transparent red oxide and a little bit of a earth tone of some kind. It could have been raw sienna or something just to quiet down that red. And I'm just continuing on back there, wanting to just get the feeling of that forest. I want to just feel like you can just keep walking back into it, and you know there's some light area back behind there. I am using that study that I did in gouache and my little no-tan there. It was so helpful to do those studies earlier, and I relied on it probably just as much as the photograph. Now, the photograph was 2 parts brought together, meaning the scene was photoshopped. My water scene up front and the background were two different spots on the river. Down to just a little bit smaller brush, just maybe forming a little bit of laciness. I'm not picking away with a real tiny brush, but it's just a smaller brush than what I blocked in with. This does take some time. It's a lot of push and pull, and I do use a fan brush and soften. A nice soft fan brush, not a bristle brush. Keep maneuvering lights and darks till you get the look that you want. Just laying in the dark of that tree up close. Used a little bit of transparent red oxide and ultramarine blue deep to mix that dark color. That's about as close as I get to black. I do have black on my palette, or I mean a tube of black, but I don't use it very often. I like to mix my own black with those two mixtures. And these mixtures lean more towards the brown, redder tone, which would be more transparent red oxide and less blue. If I wanted a midnight blue, I could just go heavier on the blue side. Or maybe say midnight black, it would lean towards blue. Just blocking in the trees. Sometimes pulling from the earth and pulling up is easier to make some of those thinner. We don't want everything to be ruler straight, because trees don't do that. And it's a little bit easier to pull up from the bottom opposed to going down. Do them both, that way you get variety. Keep building upon them, blocking in out the same mixtures, just a little bit darker now, coming onto the bank in front of those trees and down towards the river's edge, the water line there. Now I did get my rocks blocked in, and for some reason I missed filming on that, but it was the same dark color that I used in the trees, those darks in it, and then I've used some lighter tones of whites mixed with that dark and some ochres and blues, just variety of different mixtures on those rocks. I don't want to overdo the back because there's a lot going on in this front area, but I want to say enough about it that I feel it's interesting, taking you back into the forest. I'm really pondering the light pathway. I want the light to travel through the scene. So I do know I want some light to sparkle down into that area that I'm working on. So that's my thought process right now. the red of those bushes right there where I'm working, that beautiful red tone is a very nice complement into all the greens, building up that light I was talking about. Yeah, and I did get some of my water blocked in and sort of missed getting that filmed, but it was just still some of the same colors, laying that in there, putting in branches and a little bit of detail back there. Just using a long rigger brush. It's got very long hairs on it, keeping my paint really thin to get those nice thin lines. It's not always easy filming. You get to painting because you're involved, and then you forget to turn the camera on. I can't tell you how many times I've done that. I'm putting just a little bit of a violet back there, you know, kind of thinking about color harmony and wanting to give a little bit of airiness back there. You know, the warm yellows and then a soft violet helps tie in a little bit to the rock colors. And you know, my air color is used in some of those rocks. My air color is used in some of the water and the foam. When I get some of that foam going down in the front, it's got my air color in it. If you don't know what my air color is, I'll put a link in the description below the video where you can go watch a video on how to mix my air color. Now, I love to use a knife when I'm laying in foam, in rivers, ocean, just areas like that. I'll lay in some thick paint and kind of drag it a little bit with my knife. Then I come back with a brush, maneuver it, soften it, pull it out where I want it, you know, taking time. So hopefully you found this inspiring and helpful. That's the original scene right there with the original background. There's my Photoshop background from another area there that I wanted more light. You can see my no-tan and my gouache study. I used them side by side while I was painting that. There is a full-length video of me working on this scene here. You'll see a link at the end of the video. Again, I cannot stress how valuable it was to do this ahead of time. So there we go. I hope you enjoyed it. There's nothing like painting water. All right, my friend, I hope that was inspiring and you learned something through the teaching process. Now, if you liked this video and you would like to watch the gouache video, which was the study that I did, then catch the link right here at the end and go on over and watch me paint this exact same scene in gouache. It was great value having that gouache study. It really helped me through the process. All right, remember, if you haven't subscribed, think about doing so, like the video, and hey, share this video with one of your friends who's an oil painter or someone you know will find great value in it. All right, my friend, thanks for watching and happy painting.